Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. This is a photograph from Gary Jones from paintmyphoto.com, and this is of the haystacks, which is in the Lake District. And bring some Naples yellow from the sky, bring it into all parts of the haystacks. You may have noticed on some of the photographs that you actually get, it can be a grey-green colour flat, so this is where we use our palette and imagination to bring colour into it. This is just some ultramarine violet. Again, maybe a couple of strokes down here, not much. Some Naples yellow, and with that, just bringing it all the way down really. Take the paint off because I want the tops of the trees to stand out. We have to leave that to dry. Along the shoreline we also need to add some Aurelian. Start dropping some burnt sienna. Right along the shoreline. Darker here. Just darkening up the outer edges just to help bring your focal point in, which will be around about here. Adding in some here, some yellow ochre. Some on this side just to give some unity. Get the damp brush, soften all the edges off. And some bushes at the back. Drop some more burnt umber in. Leave that to dry. This is dried off. I'm just going to re-wet certain areas where the rocks are, where the cliffs, and because of the nature of how we're going to do it, which is wetting to wet, we're going to do it alternate rocks so they don't all bleed into one and merge, which I don't want. Then into that, what we're going to do, this is a mixture of ultramarine violet. Like that. This is a mixture of ultramarine violet and burnt sienna. I'll just encourage this to drift and fall down. Of course, with this being wet onto wet, because there's water on the paper, it will fade a little bit. It's down here, I think. Damp brush once again, just feather some of these edges in, soften off. With a very small round detail brush. This is a 00 round detail brush. What we can actually do now is just put the dark side to the cracks in. You can see just makes the shape of these rocks interesting. You'll be able to see it when we come back. Okay, hopefully you've got it looking something like that, and what we're going to do now is put the scree slopes on. So this is basically a wet brush that we're just going to take some paint off. And this is some burnt sienna mixed in with some yellow ochre. Just bring it up to the bottom where the rocks start. Some of your rock colour. Ultramarine violets and burnt sienna. Then with a damp brush, soften the edges off. Forget my elbow. Soften the bottom off. Touch of burnt umber and yellow ochre. Burnt umber, yellow ochre with a touch of a cerulean, just to add a greenish tint, browny green to it. Softening it all off into the rocks, like that. Just put some of these trees in. This is just straightforward cerulean first. To burnt sienna. We have to leave that to dry for a minute or two. This is a mixture of French ultramarine, burnt sienna, and ultramarine, burnt sienna and yellow ochre. And I've just put the bushes in with a light tap of that brush. This is burnt umber and French ultramarine, as we're just putting the tree trunks in, some branches. Once you've done that, we're just going to re-wet along the shoreline with clean fresh water all along. Along this one as well. Then into that, this is the French ultramarine and burnt umber. Just to pull it forward. Just indicate some reeds and stuff or some bushes. But we just softened the edges in here. Gently soften off. Just add a little more strength there. Just reinforce some of these tree trunks. it down into the pull it down into the damp paper, and then allow this to gently merge together. Now I leave that to dry. That's all nice and dry and it's been re-wetted on the back. We're just going to re-wet the water area where the lake is. I presume it's a lake, and leaving just a little white gap where it meets the land, and then into that really it's just the colours that you use for the sky. This is Naples yellow, ultramarine violet, strengthening the corners. Colour. This is French ultramarine, straightforward. Just run it into the French ultramarine violet. Just a little colour along here as a reflection to the hills. Don't really want too much of this. Just gently soften off if you've got any hard edges occurring. The only hard edge you want is this one. In your small detail brush once again. Just adding a dark to it so it just mirrors the bank. Welcome back. This is just dried off a bit, so I'm just going to drop some Aurelian or Aeolin in there, basically all the way along, and into that some burnt umber. And then into that the darker colour, the darker mixture of yellow ochre, burnt sienna, burnt umber, and French ultramarine into the bottom. That's where the foliage is. We can just put the tree trunks in. Leave all that to dry. Emphasize its water. Okay, after the painting is completely dried, and I mean it's really dry, I've just re-wet it on the back again, and what we're going to do now is give the centre here a lot more impact. So we're going to subdue the outside layers of the paint and some of the sky to make the centre of interest stand out. So here we go. With some clean water, wet the whole sky area, right down over the mountains. Part way across the trees. Check to see if you've got it all, so there's no dry areas. Touch this the least amount of times that you can. And with the same ultramarine violet, we're going to bring this down across the mountain which will help to subdue the left hand side and the right hand side. Adding some at the top, leaving some of the Naples yellow to show. This will help make it stand out. Very gently tease it through. Trying not to disturb the paint underneath. Subduing these trees here on the left hand side, just to make them sit back a little. And remember, just because there's water on the paper, it will dry lighter. Fiddle with, I'm starting to fiddle now, and I should stop. Okay, I'm going to stop and allow that all to dry. Okay, this is dried off quite a lot. It's still damp, it hasn't dried out completely, but as you can see, it's subdued the left hand side and the right hand side of the painting, making the centre trees and the centre of the mountain stand out. So all that needs to be done now is to put some wind streaks in across here when it's fully dried out, and to sign it, and then you can mount it and frame it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to. Thank you very much. Okay, that's your completed painting. I've put the wind streaks in with a couple of short strokes of a craft knife, and I've signed it. Like I said before, it's all ready for being mounted and framed. Thank you very much for watching.